Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for my December favorites. I know that many of you may be new here who found this channel through the latest Chanel video, so thank you so much for joining us. We are very happy to have you, and a very warm welcome back to all of the regular viewers. So happy to see you again. Now, the month of December was kind of an interesting one because we were traveling most of the month. So I went with really minimal makeup and decanted a lot of items and tried to take things that were versatile. So starting off with a skincare makeup hybrid, this is the Victoria Beckham Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer. This is in the shade Golden, and I used that in lieu of foundation. So I didn't bring a foundation with me, I just brought this. And I followed it with concealer and powder. So actually that's what I have on my face today. I have this, no foundation, but concealers and powder as well. So I'll talk you through what those things are. But I thought that was a really great one, especially in a more humid climate. Sometimes I would just go in with this as my moisturizer as well. So depending on what your climate is. Now here, where it's a little bit more dry, or actually it's a lot more dry, I will go in with moisturizer like normal and then apply this on top. But it has a lovely filtering effect. There are some powders in there, so that's what really I think helps with the blurring effect. So when you pump this out, it does look a little bit more pink, but then as you work that in, it turns more golden. So I think it works perfectly if you have a warmer skin tone or want to provide a little bit of glow. Then I went in with my usual favorites for concealer. So I went under the eye with the SISLEY concealer in number 4. I went in with the La Prairie concealer in number 4 also. I went in though with Clé de Peau, not that that's different, but when I use this, I will use the Honey Concealer. So I went in with the Honey Concealer for my darker areas, and that's what all I did to cover up these areas very strategically. I didn't even put any on my forehead. Okay, I just had to switch cards because I filled up a card. I'm filling up my memory cards because there's so much new product coming in, and then I don't like to get rid of the footage unless I know it's already been published and is up. Yeah, so I have like 4 cards going here. And for eyes, cheek, I wanted to take something really versatile, and I went with this one, the NATASHA DENONA. NATASHA DENONA is fairly new to me. I think I have one small palette by her, but I was really impressed with these shadows. Really easy to use. That's what I was looking for. Something easy to use with a beautiful result because I didn't have all kinds of time traveling. I just wanted to get the makeup on and go and make sure it looked good. So when I do the get ready with me, where I show all of these products in action, that's typically what I do. I will talk about them here, but if you want to see them in action, I also film the get ready with me. So I've already filmed that, but that goes up actually after this one. So I went in with this one as a one and done. Then I showed what this is like in the crease, really beautiful crease color. And then I intensified with this shade. I also used this blush and the highlighter. So let's see, I used the highlighter as a color on the lid, and then I went in with the blush. And I love this blush, it's really beautiful. But I think part of the reason this works so well is because I have the Clé de Peau blush brush. And I do have 2 of these, that's how much I love this brush. But I think that's why it works so well, especially up in the front without lifting off makeup. So went in with that today as well. So if you were thinking about this palette, it's a really great travel palette. And then all I needed was a lip, well, of course, some eyeliner and mascara, but then a lip, and then I was done. So really loved this palette for travel. But of course, you know me with blush, I love to layer them. So I wanted to cool the blush down just slightly. So I love this one on its own, but I also love combining it. And this was my go-to. This is the new formula though. It's 68 Rose Ecrin by Chanel, and this one has a little bit of a cooler hue to it compared to the original. Then I went on top of the NATASHA DENONA blush just to soften it up a little bit in terms of the color as well as the finish. So that is on top of this. So this is a really versatile blush. That's like a neutral blush for me. And then of course with the eye, I didn't just stop with the NATASHA DENONA. What I love though, I have to say, is that this creates a nice base for other eyeshadows. So if you just want to make sure you've got some dimension built in there and have it really neutral, that's a great one. And then I went on top with this palette, Tissé Rivoli. And if you wanted to see this on its own, I actually used that for the 2021 makeup favorites video. And then the video after that where I talk about brushes, that's exactly the same look. I just put my hair up. So for those of you asking, that is the look with this palette. So I did combine it though with the Natasha Denona today. So yeah, I wanted to cool this down a little bit more too and just add a little bit more drama. So I went in with this, but this is such a beautiful palette. So for all the people out there wondering what Chanel palette you should pick up if it's your very first one, I would pick this one up. So when I travel, I want to make sure these are tried and true items that I can count on, that have a very solid history. So I went in with the Eye Kajal in black from Chantecaille and also Jasper by Chantecaille. Jasper has a little bit, just a little bit of a reflective quality there. Really pretty. Of course, I had to use a bronzer. I went in with the Guerlain Terracotta bronzer in 03. Now this is the holiday version, but you can still get this shade. It is in their permanent collection. It is 03 medium. It's the same one. I will list the one that's available down below. It won't have the gold on it, but it will have the same color. So here it is. You can see right there how lovely it is. It is a nice warm bronzer in case you are like me and like warmer bronzers. Winning combo for eyebrows, Gucci, still on this one, the brow pencil, and then the Diorshow Pump and Brow for brow gel. Makes a huge difference to get those eyebrows in place and frame everything and to balance the face out. Because I think I said it before, I have kind of like larger features. So the eyebrows really need to be larger as well, just to, again, bring some balance to the face. I also want to mention this brush by Clé de Peau. It's a game-changing brush, so I've been loving this one as well. And then I forgot to mention, I started off with this because I traveled with this and I loved it. It's the Lip Potion by Chantecaille, which does tend to be sold out more often than not, but I'll see if I can find it for you. But it's a really lovely texture, nice and hydrating, really emollient. It's a little bit softer or feels more like a whipped texture. I don't know if it's whipped, if that's how they make it, but it feels more whipped compared to the By Terry Baume de Rose, which I really love as well. That one is definitely more of a, like a solid kind of texture. This one is softer, so let me show you. You can see that it still holds its shape, but it is softer. It's also nice in the cuticles. Yeah, my hands are really dry these days. Let me just put that in my cuticles. Finish off with the powder, which is my favorite. The Perfect Blur Powder by Chantecaille. Still love that one. I don't know if there will ever be a month where that's not in a favorite, but it's a favorite. I traveled with it, and as you can see, without foundation, it really makes up for not having foundation. That's another really great thing about the powder, is that it really does have some nice perfecting qualities to it. I went in with the Eye Base by Chantecaille, the Next Generation Eye Base in medium, which is more of like a pinky tone on me. I have become accustomed to it to create a nice base for all of the lovely eyeshadows I've been trying out. It has been working out really well. It does take just a little bit of work to get it even and in place, but once it is, everything that is applied on top of it looks really beautiful. Mascara, Faux Longest Lash Mascara, same. Still love this, my everyday staple. Love it. Oh, I wanted to mention this bracelet, not this one. So I know some of you noticed this one. This is, I don't know if you call it vintage. It's from, I believe, the 80s. My mom purchased it, and I mentioned I wanted to work on like a bracelet stack, and so she pulled out some pieces and she said, what about this one? And I thought, let me try it. But yeah, I don't know if I could find something like this for you, but it is fine jewelry. I think it's 14K though versus 18. You can kind of see the difference. And then this one, which was gifted to me, I know I posted it on the sale on my community tab. It was maybe a third of the price of the original price when I found it on holiday. So around Black Friday, if you like fine jewelry, I always check, it's Bloomingdale's. I always check their site because they have really great discounts on fine jewelry. And actually this was gifted to me by my parents. So this is another favorite. I'll see if it's still available. And then for the fragrance of the month, we have the Goutal Nuit et Confidence. I think I said that correctly. I hope I did, after my year of French that I didn't do well at in college, because it smells like vanilla. And that reminds me of holidays, because usually on the holiday we're with family baking, and just the smell of vanilla is so prominent in cookies and other things that we're baking together. So this is a really warm, festive scent to me, even though it's got a little bit of like a smokiness to it, like a little bit of seriousness to it, but it still has a very, very prominent vanilla scent, which I think is so pretty. And this one just makes me happy. And plus the bottle is really cute. And I have a discount for you in case you would like to use that at Twisted Lily. You can use that on this or any other fragrance, including samples, which I think is really great. And I'm gonna say it again, because we traveled so much, I love the Monos products that I picked up. Both the, there's a luggage with a zipper. They carry it at Nordstrom now too. Not this one, but some other products at Nordstrom if you like shopping at Nordstrom, but it's the one with a zipper because when you go through security, if you need to remove those items, they're easily accessible, or once you get on the plane, they're easily accessible. Since the end of November, I've been traveling, so took that on all of the trips, 3 trips, yeah. 2 trips in December. So took that, love it. It rolls really smoothly, packs really well. And if you do overpack, which I do, and there's directions too, where you just, if the handle isn't extending, that telescopic handle, you just need to push the back of the luggage and then it'll extend, because it just gets kind of pushed out of place when you overstuff your luggage, which is what I do. So try that if you overstuff your luggage like me. And then the backpack is amazing. So I actually love that you can clean it off. I'll put a picture here. That is available at Nordstrom. But if you buy it off the Monos site, I do have a discount code for you. So those have been ideal travel products. So we actually got a roller for one of my stepdaughters and the backpack for another stepdaughter. So they both have them as well. So we're a complete Monos luggage family. Oh yeah, lipstick. I forgot to talk about lips. So I love a good red lip for December. And I traveled with this one. This is Rouge Capri by SISLEY. And this one is a little bit cooler than the one that I have on now. I also love Victoria Beckham Beauty's lipstick in Spark. I can't find it though. I don't know where it is. It's around here somewhere, but I have so much makeup I'm trying to kind of sort through that may have gotten mixed up in that, but that one's also been out of stock quite a bit, so I will keep my eye out for that. Then for the lip that I have on, it is the Chanel Rouge Allure Velvet in Rouge V number 58. So I think this is a great one if you want just a hint of warmth, and I think you can see the difference between something like Rouge Capri and this shade, Rouge V, based on the swatches. So that's why I went with this one today. As always, let me know what your favorites are. There are so many products that I purchase based on your recommendations, because I think this community is quite well versed, I'm gonna say, in luxury beauty. I learn a lot from you as well, because I'm not familiar with as many brands as there are out there. I know a lot about something like Chantecaille and Chanel I'm pretty well versed in, but there's still a lot to learn there. And then of course some newer brands to me, you have a lot of information. So please let me know what are some of those things that are your favorites that I should be trying out. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.